I'm excited to welcome on one of the top prospects in 2023 and in Canada. What's going on today, my guy?
How you doing? I'm doing good.
Pretty good, man. Well, as I mentioned, you're in 2023. Your freshman year's in the books now, man. Take us through your decision to go to Royal Crown, what this first year was like.
Um, First year was good. It was my first time being away from home, so I had to get used to that. And the reason why I went there is because Dwayne Washington.
hmm
So he runs UPlay. So he's the basketball director of the school. So that's why I chose to went there.
And you're a part of a team that was obviously
And
solid. You guys are
yeah,
really young, but midseason, you guys adding Josh Primo. What was it like having him alongside you, and what were some of the things you were able to learn from him?
it was good having him there. Just he's just like older, so he's a leader and stuff like that. So it was good because we're a young group of guys. Just having one older guy there show us how to how we should be playing and stuff like that.
And he obviously committed to Alabama. So you kind of got to see what it was like for him going through recruiting process, which is something you'll be going through in the future. What's some of the tips he kind of gave you now as you get ready to go on your recruiting process?
He told me just don't worry about other people when they get in their offers and stuff. Your time will come. He didn't have any major offers when he was my age, and he started blowing up towards the end of his high school career.
Absolutely. And you were a guy that averaged close to 14 points a game. You also led your team in both rebounds and assists with 7.5 rebounds a game, almost 5 assists a game. Take us through your freshman year performance wise by yourself. What kind of were your thoughts on the year?
I pretty well. I have a good overall game. Overall game. I just don't worry about scoring. I worry about everything. And yeah.
Absolutely, man. And now you're heading out into your sophomore season. What's kind of expectations? What do you want to achieve and get done now in your sophomore year?
Sophomore year, I want my shots getting a lot better actually over quarantine. So shooting the ball more, and scoring from all three levels. That's my biggest focus right now.
And you are a guy that you're clearly out there in Canada. As you just mentioned, the COVID virus. We know the impact it's had on the overall this entire world. How's it looking out there in Canada? You guys getting some gyms open? What's that looking like?
Yeah, we starting to get gyms open the past month at my school at Royal Crown. We have runs there, so I've been going up there working on my game and stuff.
And I know you also run with Team You Play Canada. Why'd you kind of decide to choose them? And do you guys think you're going to have any games this upcoming year?
Like one of my dad's good in grade five. He went to coach there, and then he brought us over there, and we just been with them since. And they treat me right, and we're on the EYBL circuit, so there's no better program out there in Canada. And for games, no, our season's totally canceled this year.
It is. Wow. And
Yeah.
for you though, if you could have had your AAU season, obviously it would have helped bring in some offers, get you a lot more interest. Whenever you get back on the court, though, whenever the high school season starts for you guys, what do you want to prove this upcoming year?
I want to prove that I'm the best shooting guard in my class. That's my biggest thing.
That's big time, man. Let's talk about Canada basketball as a whole. I mean, it's a country that is coming up and coming. It's going to be the first Olympic team ever now to feature an entire roster of NBA players besides the United States. Just seeing the rise of Canadian basketball, what's that been like?
I'm happy it's starting to rise because they never really thought of Canada as like a basketball country, more of a hockey. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
And growing up, who's your favorite player to watch or who kind of inspired you to play basketball?
Um, who inspired me is my dad, but Penny Hardaway,
hmm
because I see myself as a big guard.
That's big time. And when we talk about Canadian basketball, as I said, the guys in the NBA, there's a ton of them. There's over 15 guys to make the roster for the Olympics team. But the future is even brighter. I mean, we see guys in all the classes that are in the top 100, top guys. What do you expect now from Canadian basketball going forward?
I expect us to be a main competitor in all the like FIBA games and Olympics stuff like that. I think we can win it.
Let's talk about your recruitment process. What's that looking like right now? I mean, you obviously haven't had a lot of the AAU games, which is the big kind of pull-in offers, but what's the overall recruitment looking like for you right now?
Earlier on in the season, Gonzaga watched me practice. South Carolina came, and a couple other schools I don't know right now. But no, this AAU summer is going to be really big for me. Sad it's canceled, but next year for sure.
And we know with the first ESPN rankings came out, I mean, they obviously, it's hard to even rank them because you guys haven't played many games, but they don't always put guys from other countries in there. If they would have put guys like you in there, where do you see yourself rank up in 2023?
I think I'm the number one player. No one can guard me, especially when I get going. So, and my jump shot is improved crazy over quarantine. So, you're gonna see this year.
As you mentioned before, you are a big guard. What's it been like kind of growing into that and being able to use your height advantage against other guards?
I'm used to it. When I was younger, they wanted me playing in the post, but my dad was always like, "Nah, he's a guard. He's a guard." So, we're always working on my guard skills, and now I'm just filling in the role.
And you also were able to be a part of Made Hoops a little bit a couple years ago. What was that time like?
Made hoops really well. My first year in it, we lost in the finals to Team Takeover, and I got hurt that game. So I was not really happy about that. And then grade 8, I only played a couple games and made hoops, and then some complications happened. So yeah.
And so you came into high school as a well-known player. Everyone knew you were a top guy in 2023. How were you able to go into your high school season and kind of become a leader on the team and be one of the top players?
That's just I'm just a leader, a born leader. So every team I'm on, I'm a leader. So I was just inserted into that role, and my team was fairly young, so there's a lot of young guys on it. So I just have to be a leader for everybody.
Couldn't agree more, man. And so going forward now, you have a few more years left of high school basketball. What's some of the biggest goals and achievements you're looking to achieve before you move on to college?
Um, my next goal is going to a school in the States, and then COVID is just tough right now. So that's my next goal, and then from there, just high school All American, Jordan Brand Classic. Those are the two big ones for me, and then get on the ESPN rankings because you can't get on that if you're not in like playing in America.
Mm-hmm.
So and McDonald's All American. So those are some of the things I want to do.
And so you mentioned that. I mean, if the opportunity approaches itself to come to America, to go to one of the big prep schools and national schedule schools, is that something you'd want to do or consider?
Yeah, yeah. Dwayne and my dad are talking to some schools right now that are interested in me, but COVID is just tough right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was,
And you mentioned Coach Dwayne. I mean, he obviously is the guy that created the school you were at, and he obviously made it so good kind of former prep school like thing in Canada. What's it just been like seeing him trying to see create his own prep school in Canada?
it's great actually. Now we have a gym to practice out of, use 24/7. So that's good now, and I'm just happy he's starting this, and I'm just supporting what he's doing, and that's why I went there. So yeah.
And you mentioned how he's kind of even helping you possibly find an opportunity in America. What's it like to be able to have a coach that embraces you and wants the truly the best for you?
It's great. It's great knowing that you got someone on your side, and I've been with UPlay since grade 5, so I've known him for a while now. So yeah.
And you also were part of Team Ontario time. What was that camp like, or just playing with those guys?
Team Ontario is great. All the like 8 guys on the team, we played on UPlay together, so it was just like another team. We end up losing in the finals. That was a close game. Took a back by I think it was like 5 or 6, something like that. But yeah, that experience as well. It's good.
Now, I know it was a couple years ago or whatever, but you dropped a game where you had 61 points before. Take us through what that game was like and how you did that.
Yeah, that was I just got hot that game. I came out, hit 2 threes, and I think I ended with like 13 threes that game, and I just couldn't miss anything.
Is that the hottest you've ever been?
Uh, that time and in practice once, I didn't miss them at all. But yeah, in the game that was one of the hottest I've been.
That's awesome, man. So let's go back into your recruitment a little bit. I mean, we both know it's going to pick up eventually whenever that time comes. When the time does come and you start really looking at this recruiting process, what are you looking for in a college?
College? Um, I haven't really thought about that yet. I'm just worrying about high school, but I don't know, something like a second home, good training facilities. I like to work out and stuff like that, so good facilities, good coaching system. Yeah, I haven't really thought about that much yet, though.
Hmm. If you could put together like a dynamic duo that you could possibly see yourself team up with either at the high school level or college level, who'd you say is kind of a dynamic duo or even one or two other guys?
Mm, my dynamic duo right now is me and my bro Jaden Cole.
Hmm.
We've been playing together since probably around grade seven. Yeah, grade seven. So we do well together.
That's big time. And when we going back to the college thing real quick, I mean, when you talk about a coach, what would you say is the perfect kind of coach for you? Is it a guy that's younger, more experienced, won a lot? Is there anything that you kind of want to make sure a coach has that you know would fit you best?
No, I'm adaptable player. I
Mhm.
can play forward system or just whatever. I had a whole bunch of different coaches over the years, so that's not really a big thing to me.
Gotcha. And we do know now guys like Jalen Green and a lot of others have followed in creating the G League route. By the time you're able to go out of high school, probably they'll go straight to the NBA will be an option. Either one of those routes, though, would you consider taking a pro route out of high school?
Yeah, I actually would. It all depends on how my game is when that time comes. If I'm ready, yeah.
Absolutely, man. And when you talk about Canada basketball again, you look at the guys just in high school right now. Who's some of the guys that you'd say would make a roster of the best players in Canada right now?
Oh, Charles Beniaco for center. Um, Josh Primo. Who else is good? Caleb Houston, myself, and Shaden.
Hmm.
Shaden Sharp.
And when you
Yeah.
talk about you now developing into becoming a guy that could become one of the faces of Canada basketball in a year or two, what's it going to take for you to develop and become one of those top players in Canada?
I'm just working my body. That's what I'm doing right now. I want to have my body ready for where I want to go. And my shot, that's my biggest thing I'm working on now. My shot. I've been working with Alex Rosevich. He played professional overseas for a while. So yeah.
And so by the time you're a senior, what kind of the body you look to have? Is it like a kind of weight you'd like to be, or where do you kind of think you might end up height wise?
Height wise, right now I'm 6'5", so hopefully around 6'7",
Mhm.
and probably 225 around that.
Gotcha. And a big thing about playing for Canada would be you could possibly play for the FIBA team whenever that stuff starts back up again. What would it be like to possibly play for Team Canada in the FIBA tournaments?
That'd be really well. I was planning on doing that. I was at the tryouts, and then it all got canceled.
Hmm.
So yeah, and yeah, I want to do that. I'd be honored to play for Canada basketball.
That's big time, man. My last thing before I let you go is I can imagine you want to build a legacy for yourself, both on the court as well as off the court and in your community. By the time you walk away from the game someday, what do you want that legacy to be?
Um, oof, that's a good question. I just want kids to know, like, no matter where you're from, you can reach your goals. Cause I'm from a small town, Kitchener, Ontario, and Jamal Murray's from here too. So yeah, just wherever you're from, just keep working, and then I want to get back to community for sure. That's my biggest thing. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on again, my guy, and look forward to seeing what God's got next for you, man.
yeah. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man, you're always welcome on, man. God bless.
All right, you too.